What does reliability refer to in psychometric theory? A. The consistency of measurement. B. The accuracy of measurement. C. The validity of measurement. A. The consistency of measurement. Reliability indicates the extent to which a test or measurement is consistent and stable over time. It assesses the degree to which repeated measurements yield similar results. In classical test theory, what does the standard error of measurement represent? A. The error inherent in test items. B. The variability of scores around the true score. C. The reliability of the test. B. The variability of scores around the true score. The standard error of measurement reflects the variability of individual test scores around the true score. It provides an estimate of the precision of individual test scores. What is the purpose of factor analysis in psychometrics? A. To determine the reliability of a test. B. To identify underlying dimensions of a set of variables. C. To establish the validity of a test. B. To identify underlying dimensions of a set of variables. Factor analysis is a statistical technique used to identify patterns of relationships among a set of variables. Its primary purpose is to uncover underlying dimensions or factors that explain the correlations within the data. What does a high Cronbach's alpha value indicate? A. Low internal consistency. B. High internal consistency. C. Low reliability. B. High internal consistency. Cronbach's alpha is a measure of internal consistency reliability. A high Cronbach's alpha value indicates that the items within a test are highly correlated with each other, suggesting that the test is internally consistent. What is the primary concern of test-retest reliability? A. Consistency of scores across different forms of the test. B. Consistency of scores over repeated administrations of the same test. C. Consistency of scores across different raters. B. Consistency of scores over repeated administrations of the same test. Test-retest reliability assesses the consistency of scores over repeated administrations of the same test to the same group of individuals at two different points in time. The primary concern of test-retest reliability, option B, is ensuring that the scores obtained from the same individuals on the same test remain consistent or stable when the test is administered again after a certain period. Which of the following is a limitation of classical test theory? A. Assumes a single true score for each individual. B. Doesn't account for measurement error. C. Doesn't allow for item analysis. B. Doesn't account for measurement error. Classical test theory does not directly account for measurement error, as it assumes that observed scores are composed of true scores and error scores. This limitation led to the development of more advanced psychometric models. What does the standard deviation of a test score measure? A. The average distance of scores from the mean. B. The spread of scores around the mode. C. The variability of test items. A. The average distance of scores from the mean. The standard deviation quantifies the average distance of individual scores from the mean of the distribution. It provides a measure of the spread or dispersion of scores around the central tendency. Which of the following is an example of a criterion-related validity coefficient? A. Pearson correlation coefficient. B. Spearman's rank correlation coefficient. C. Point-based serial correlation coefficient. A. Pearson correlation coefficient. Criterion-related validity coefficients, such as the Pearson correlation coefficient, assess the extent to which test scores are related to an external criterion measure. These coefficients indicate the degree of association between the test scores and the criterion measure. What does construct validity assess? A. The extent to which a test measures the intended theoretical construct. B. The consistency of scores over time. C. The generalizability of test score. A. The extent to which a test measures the intended theoretical construct. Construct validity evaluates the degree to which a test accurately measures the theoretical construct or trait it is intended to assess. It involves gathering evidence to support the interpretation of test scores in terms of the underlying construct. What does construct validity assess? A. The extent to which a test measures the intended theoretical construct. B. The consistency of scores over time. C. The generalizability of test score. A. The extent to which a test measures the intended theoretical construct. Construct validity evaluates the degree to which a test accurately measures the theoretical construct or trait it is intended to assess. It involves gathering evidence to support the interpretation of test scores in terms of the underlying construct. Which statistical technique is used to determine the underlying structure of a set of variables? A. Analysis of variance, ANOVA. B. Cluster analysis. C. Factor analysis. C. Factor analysis. Factor analysis is a statistical method used to explore the underlying structure of a set of variables. It identifies patterns of correlations among variables and helps in uncovering the latent factors that explain these correlations. Which reliability coefficient is commonly used for dichotomous items? A. Kuta-Richardson formula 20, Kr 20. B. Spearman-Brown coefficient. C. Split-half reliability coefficient. A. Kuta-Richardson formula 20, Kr 20. Kr 20 is a coefficient commonly used to estimate the internal consistency reliability of tests containing dichotomous, true/false or correct/incorrect, items. What does item discrimination measure in item analysis? A. The degree to which an item distinguishes between high and low scorers. B. The difficulty level of an item. C. The consistency of an item over time. A. The degree to which an item distinguishes between high and low scorers. Item discrimination assesses the extent to which individual test items can differentiate between examinees who perform well on the overall test and those who perform poorly. It helps in identifying items that are effective in discriminating between levels of ability. Which of the following is a type of response bias in psychometric testing? A. Acquiescence bias. B. Normative bias. C. Concurrent bias. A. Acquiescence bias. Acquiescence bias occurs when respondents tend to agree with statements regardless of their content, leading to inflated scores on measures. What does the term equating refer to in psychometric theory? A. Adjusting scores to account for differences in test difficulty. B. Comparing scores from different tests. C. Estimating the reliability of a test. A. Adjusting scores to account for differences in test difficulty. Equating is the process of adjusting test scores to account for differences in test forms or administrations, ensuring that scores are comparable across different versions of a test or over time.